Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to another vlog. My name is Kofie. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, I do daily vlogs every single day. At 6 p.m. is when they're uploaded, so definitely click the subscribe button for daily God talk, for daily vlogs, and just things you can actually work with, information you can actually work with. And I'm living my life by example, so I'm not doing anything that I wouldn't encourage other people to do in my life, especially on camera. So the sins and the faults that I have, I'm not going to show those to you, so you're not trying to mimic those, but I want you to mimic the things that I show you, and I'm trying to lead by example in that way, because I don't talk to people besides on here and Amy. So I hope you guys are having a blessed day and enjoying your Friday. Today is our Sabbath. It begins our Sabbath, and I have to work until 4. Sun sets around 5:36, so we'll have about an hour to shop and do all of our shopping and stuff like that. And yeah, so either way, today I want to let you guys know, yesterday I was working by myself with one other lady, and she was really sick, and she was having a hard time, and she ended up like breaking down and crying and just going outside and just having her time. Hopefully she was praying. I'm not really sure what she was doing, but there's a lot going on in her life, and we were really, really, really busy. It was like 20 people and standing in line at Jersey Mike's, and it was really just me because she was back there, doing her thing, which I completely understand. I have nothing against everyone. Not everyone handles things differently. Just because she handles it in that way, I have nothing against that. So when she got back in, I was like, "Is everything okay?" And she was like, "No, I'm just sick." I was like, I'm guessing she meant like sick and tired, like sick and tired of this, all the demand and all that. And I was like, oh, well, I can take care of things. I don't really know how to slice stuff, but if you can just slice it and then you can go back to, and collect yourself and all that, it should be fine. She's like, no, I'm actually sick. Like, my nose is running. Like, I have a fever. Like, I can't think straight. I was like, oh, yeah, well, I'm sorry to hear about that. And she's like, and also I'm at my breaking point. And I was like, well, I've been there. And what I do to, get out of that is I go to God, because he's the only other thing I know to do to get out of situations like that. I mean, I'm still in the situation and I'm still at my breaking point and all that, but God, if I give God control of the situation in that moment, that will take it away from me, and give it to him, because so he can have control of the situation. So I said that, I was like, okay, well, I have some advice for you. Definitely, are you a Christian? And she said yes, because I don't like talking to people about God if they don't know about him, because they will have no clue what I'm talking about. They don't know how loving God is. They won't know what giving God control would even entail, like what he would do with the control, if he had it, stuff like that. So she's like, yes. And I was like, awesome. Well, what God wants you to do in these situations is give him, in all situations really, but in this situation especially, is give him control of the situation. Obviously you can't handle it, and it's not a bad thing. We're only meant to handle so many things, and God's meant to have control. We're meant to allow him to have control so he can take it, and take the wheel, and drive for us, and he'll drive perfectly. If he made a phone, it would be a perfect phone. It would be reliable. It would have all the things we need it to have. So just like if we were allowed him to have control of our life, it would have everything. He would give us everything we need, and all the tools we need, and everything we need to have do all the work we need to do, the worldly work he knows we need to do, and also stay sane, mentally sane, because if God's in control, the devil's not. So in that situation, the devil was in control. She was allowing him, maybe even unknowingly, to frustrate her and get her to that breaking point that she reached. And by giving him control, she was able to continue the rest of the shift. She didn't cry another time. I'm not saying that her crying was bad. It's okay to have emotion, and that's an emotion that God gave us to have. But she just didn't break. She was able to restrain herself from feeling those bad emotions, and she was able to push through it and work. And working wasn't really what I wanted her to do. It's really, I wanted her to learn. Everyone needs to learn how to let God have control of the situation, so he can take the lead. And basically, if you don't know God, it's hard to understand what I'm saying, but basically God is love. The definition of love is God. God is love. So the example that God, like the type of God that God is love. Like the mercy that he has, the unconditional love, the forgiveness. He always forgives you. That's why if you repent, he'll wipe it away from his book of life. He'll just blot it out. He's like, oh, they asked for forgiveness, they're gonna do better. Well, there's no reason for me to worry about this, you know. But people aren't like that. People don't have unconditional love. They have conditional love. God does not have unconditional love, or God does not have conditional love. He has unconditional love. So there's no condition to his love. There's conditions to our love for even our spouse, you know, so, and our parents and stuff like that. People, and we really shouldn't, but we do. So when God has control, he knows what you need. He knows what you don't need. He knows what actions you would need to take to have a better life and have a less stressful shift, for instance, or a less stressful relationship, or a less stressful day at school, or whatever. And he would have exactly what it needs. He knows exactly what it takes for you to have a great life, pretty much. So if you are allowing him to have control 100% of the time, would be the best case scenario, but you know, that's not always possible. So if you're allowing him to have control at all in the situation where you're allowing him to have control, he will have control, you know. The devil won't. So he'll be the one that's prominent in your head. He will be the one that is helping you do the right things. You won't have control of your body. He'll have control of your mind. If you allow the devil to have control, he'll have control of your mind. He'll be saying all these bad things. You'll be listening to them because he'll be the one that is more prominent, and he'll be the one that's louder and blah blah blah, saying all this, and then God will be like, hey, do this, blah blah blah, and the devil's like, shut up, don't listen to the God, listen to me, blah blah blah. But you're not realizing it's hard unless you know God's voice. It's hard for you to know what isn't God's voice, and what isn't God's voice is the devil's voice. And then you have a voice, and it's also quiet, you know, blah, blah, blah. And there's always different voices, like, you know, your brain's probably like, blah, blah, blah. And then there's the God's voice, and then, you know, there's all the other voices, and then yours. So you just got to focus on God's voice, the one that's speaking positivity, and that you hear that, and you hear say stuff that would, and you think about what it would do if I was to do that action that was just said. If it means my life is benefited from that, and good things will come from it, and positivity will come, then it's God's voice. But if it's negativity, if the voice is saying you're nothing, you don't mean anything, no one loves you, you know, God doesn't, that stuff that's the devil, okay? And God, the demons that are out there, the third of the angels that fell with the devil are also included in when I say the devil, I mean anything that's sinful, which only sinful creatures out there are demons and the devil. So, and the things you hate most about people are the sins that they do and the devil in them. You don't hate the person. You might think you hate the person, but you hate the actions that they do. And the actions that they do are based on influence of a good or bad source. And whether they choose, you know, we have free will to choose the good or bad influence. You know, if we have free will to choose God's will, which is good always, or we have free will to choose anything but that, which is always going to be not right, because if it goes against God's will, then it's already bad. It's already wrong, because God already knows what needs to happen in that situation that is good, and he also knows what the other options are, and he would tell you those options if they were a good one for you. But he has a plan for you. So if you want to be on God, if you want God's plan to be the one that you're a part of, let him have control of your life and let him lead you to success. But if you don't want anything to do with God, yeah, then block him out, you know, push him further and further away than he already is in your head, and you'll just hear the devil. And he doesn't want what's best for you. He wants you to fail just like he has. He wants you to, you know, burn up at the end of the day. He wants you to become nothing. He wants you to no longer exist when Jesus comes back and resurrects the people. He doesn't want you to be one of the people that he resurrects. He wants to make sure that you're the reason. He wants to take credit for your salvation failure, like you failing to get salvation. He wants to take credit for that. Like, hey, well, I convinced him to not come to God, so I'm the reason that he didn't go to heaven, you know. So don't let him win. Let God win. God will be the reason that you get salvation, because you had faith in God, you believed in God, you believed the things that he already told you, stuff like that. But I got to get in here. When I got here, I only had like 15 minutes, and it's already been 9 minutes. So either way, have a blessed day. I know God wanted you guys to hear this. Please click the like button. Put in the comments anything that you heard about this that you didn't already realize, or you did but you just need to be reminded of, or that anything that helped you, didn't help you. If you want me to elaborate or anything, I can, you know, call you or text you or reach out to you on social media. My Text my number, all that stuff. My social media is all in the description below. I'll answer if you text me or message me on Messenger or Snapchat me or whatever. I will answer. So definitely put all that stuff. Reach out to me in the social media or in the comments in the description. Like the video, share the video, so if this helped you, it'll help other people. It's meant to help whoever watches this video. So share it, and whoever decides to click on it is meant to click on it. But either way, have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Wish me luck and pray for me at work. And you guys enjoy your Sabbath. Bye-bye.